on diesel, diesel, baby, I'm active. Shawty wanna know what's happening. Baby, no cap, I'm captain. Honey, no rings on me, ain't bagging. Diesel, diesel, feeling I'm massive. I kill it like Shaq, I'm Shaqin'. Bad little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm damaged. Bomb, 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 feeling I'm massive. Feeling like bomb, 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 bomb.
I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna.
I'm running on diesel, diesel, baby, I'm active. Shawty wanna know what's happening. Baby, no cap, I'm captain. Honey, no rings on me, ain't bagging. Diesel, diesel, feeling I'm massive. I kill it like Shaq, I'm Shaqin'. Bad little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm damaged. Bomb, 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 yeah, bomb, 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 feeling I'm massive. Feeling like bomb, 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 bomb. Dip, slide, when I wanna dive. Hit it to the rhythm all day and night. Blazing the vibe, ain't no wasting the time. Gotta shoot my shot till I get what I like. Shawty really wanna fuck and I'm on one. Little homie looking bad, never got none. When a pop song, girl go pop off. Homie got that beat, who can't go down.
I just wanna. I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna.
I'm running on diesel, diesel, baby, I'm active. Shawty wanna know what's happening. Baby, no cap, I'm captain. Honey, no rings on me, ain't bagging. Diesel, diesel, feeling I'm massive. I kill it like Shaq, I'm Shaqin'. Bad little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm damaged. Bomb, 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 yeah, bomb, 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 feeling I'm massive. Bomb, 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 bomb.
Hey, Mr. Bully, won't you just see right through me? On the dying days when I ask for forgiveness or myself. Hey, Mr. Bully, what you think when you push me out of my own head where everything made sense? Breathing in the lies that keep me open from the truth that keeps me holding on, holding on to your loss. What do you think of me when you destroy what is inside me?
I exist. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Marius with the first. Braxton, hello. Steven, hello. How are you doing? Tamtic, how are you? With our Fire Otter, Fire Otter concert. Woo! How's everybody doing today? Wait. Where's the screenshot counter? What do you mean? Where's the sound? Oh. That's a good point. Let me have a look. It's broken. Why is it broken? Ba-da-ba-ba. Commands. In screen. Jammed. Interestingly, it's not reading. How is it? Is it running? It is running. Okay, let's go to my actions and find out. Screenshot. That works. So it works when I do it. Try again, Timtic. Just try just the screenshot. Oh. Maybe. Aha, I found what it is. I need to change it to regex. They're base raping us in Battlefield 3. Yeah, Battlefield 3 was quite bad at that. Anyway. Try again, Timtic? Oh wait, I suppose I can also try. I can just go like that, go like that. It didn't work. Hold on. There we go. That's super awkward. It was only working on the first one in the thing. I didn't realize that. Yay! That should also mean, yeah, the counter's working. Over there. Ah! Did you see that? My hand was on fire. Let me see if I can grab another one. Grab the fire. Grab the fire! Wait. This is so hard. Okay, I give up. Okay, so that's working. Whew. Crises averted. So you get blocked for setting 100 emotes in a minute. That's interesting because you also have mod. So Twitch is like, no. So you know what I hate about programming? Is when you stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning trying to fix something and eventually just give up and go to bed. You wake up the next day and you spend 5 minutes looking at the problem and you solve it. You sit there and you think to yourself, should I really have spent all that time until 1 o'clock in the morning trying to fix this when it took me 5 minutes the next morning? I think the answer is no. Are you just limit testing now? You see, it was 106 now. I'm a spam and it's going to go to 206. Oh, but that might just be the update rate of my... Is that a Twitch error? Or is that a my bot can't process your messages fast enough error? Now you're able to send 101. I was going to ask if you saw the screenshot thing from yesterday that I sent on the Discord, and then I realized you literally responded to me. This from yesterday, where you could tell when you and Boom came in and spammed. This one was a particularly interesting one because it started as a spam there, and then you guys went absolutely wild, and then it carried on. But it's so funny because it looks like I have no messages at all, even though this is like 10, 20 or whatever it is. Because there's 100 messages, and this just broke it. It was almost 1,000 messages. Yeah, anyway, I fixed a problem I was having yesterday that I spent until 1 o'clock in the morning working on. It's not fixed. I have something else that I broke, but at least it's working. Oh. So today what I want to do is I want to finish this UI element that I was working on. Just so that it actually functions, because I realize it doesn't actually work, so not that one. I want to finish this. Really want some icons. Let me try something.
Free as the wind and as strong as a piece of amber. Give me a breath like the fire you'll soon remember. Ooh. I'll be inflating till the end and singing. Ooh. Drowning out all this propaganda. How do you do? For all the
Where is...
I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. Hand like John, I let loose. Don't mind if I do.
Did I ask how you were, Temptic? I can't remember. Hey, tomorrow's Monday. You know what that means, right, Temptic? The only good thing about a Monday. Braxton, how was the rest of your stream yesterday? Because I joined as I had to go to the airport, and then I left, and then I came back, you had raided out to Heimdall. Ah. Things went well. I drew faces. Oh, did you post this on the Blue Sky? The Blue Sky is my way of finding out what I missed on your stream at the moment. Did you post on Blue Sky? I can't see it. I did. Considering that I've interacted with every single one of your posts, you'd think that they would push that content to me, and I wouldn't have to search it every single time. Gareth, it's been a while. How's it going? It's going pretty well. How are you doing? This is so cool, Braxton. What the hell? It's hysterical. Oh, I love those. Not what I expected when you said you were drawing faces, but somehow exactly you weren't lying. Doing alright, doing low intensity, sorting files on my server into sorting files on my server into my Plex. Huh? Yes, I know what you mean. I just can't read. So how do you sort your media on Plex? Because the reason I ask is I have a Plex server as well. And I have it split, so I have media. Let's make this a bit bigger. I want to see if like I'm the only person that does this, or does everyone do it? No, let's take that off. I want the color to be that. I can't spell, but that's never going to change. So I have a folder called media, and then I split it into series, and then I put the series name. And then I have another one called movies, and currently I have them split into two folders, 1080p. And then for actually 21, was it 2160? What the hell is it? 2164, 2164, something like that. So I split mine up like that. And when you run your media server, are you running it in like a Docker container, or is it just installed on a PC? So I'm currently have it running on a Windows machine, which funny enough has been more stable than when I was running it on Ubuntu. I don't know why. The Ubuntu would occasionally just die, and I'd have to restart it every few days, but that's worked really well. Well, Windows has surprisingly been more stable. It's been on for like 3 months, and I haven't touched it, and it just keeps going, and I'm like, suspicious. I'm trying to learn some cartoon skills, so that was my first attempt. We'll do more today. Well, it's coming along really nicely then, so that's exciting to see. Is this for the character things that you're wanting to do, like where you wanted to make one, I think, about me as well? 2160, yes, thank you, 2160. I've been making a fully customizable house for my game. Has 30 grid cells right now and can place objects wherever you want. That's good. Nice, Storm. Might be because Ubuntu isn't a server OS. Well, neither is standard Windows. I have Windows like Home running on there, and the Windows Home has been more stable than Ubuntu. It's only got Plex running. That's it. I'm at the point now where I'm considering just moving Plex into a Docker container and then just running it that way. I have media, then anime, movies, music, TV shows. Right, you got a lot of stuff. You will be one of those faces. Glasses, headphones, the whole deal. Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to that. It's so hot today. I'm dreading tomorrow. I believe. Is it tomorrow or is it the next day? Monday is going to be 34 degrees in the UK, and as I've said before, coming from South Africa where I've experienced 34, almost 40 degrees, that 34 here is going to be horrible. Part of me almost wishes it was on Tuesday because I'm going to the office on Tuesday. At first I bought the player's house, but I figured they can waste some time here and actually sit down on objects and watch real TV in game. Oh, that's pretty cool. So Storm, for building the player's house, so you built their house, but then they can place objects throughout the house, or you're going to have it where they can actually build the whole elements of their house, like Ark or any of those survival-based games. Then inside those, I sorted based on the Plex recommendation, so show name, release, year, and all that. Okay, cool. Do you use any tools for sorting the media, or do you just do it yourself, like manually? Because a while ago, I used to use a renaming app that would basically clean up all my file paths for me. So when you download them, they have a whole bunch of other things. I use Sonar for renaming. Sonar. I'll have to have a look at that. House frame. They can place furniture, change the floor, wall colors. We use SonarCube for a few of the projects at work. Really easy, actually. I made one BP for the floor tile, duplicated it 30 times, did the spawn axis of class from all them. Nice. It's pretty damn good for figuring out the show you have automatically and then doing the automatic renaming and sorting. So it's the renaming that I have that I need a new one for, because I used to use one a while ago and then it changed. Well, it changed to be you had to pay for it, and that made me sad. I actually built one, but I haven't. Well, I've part built one that I could use. I just need to make it into a, what is it called? An Electron app, so that it can actually access my PC. Sag? What did I miss? Sage. I'm doing it manually because I'm dumb. 30 VPs to change is a lot of programming. It's my first time using the word. They're enums. I do not use those. I like enums. Enums are fun, generally, most of the time. Weirdly not the worst icon I've seen. The game progress is going quite well. Today I'm just working on one of the upgrade menus. So I have this that's used for when you upgrade each of the towers. So you can upgrade the stats in the towers now. And today I'm working on what I call my global upgrade manager. So my global upgrade manager, funny enough, this actually gets, none of these are correct. The global update manager is used for, so you get additional Arcanium on kill per wave. You get a build discount, which I think is actually the most powerful of these. You get shield and module increase, which is when we click play, increases this here on the left. So now I'm just busy upgrading this screen so that you can see what's going on. The progress is going there. Yesterday we got our first tower from Substance Painter into the game. I think it looks pretty neat. So I'm quite happy with that. I might multiply the emissive. Gee, I want to have a look at that quickly. If I go... A masterwork of design and integrity. I don't know what you're talking about, Braxton, but sure as hell not that tower. Oh, I need to change this to the actual laser tower. I should probably just export that one and put it in. I did actually think about, since let me try again. Since for some of the other towers, I already have a base that I could use. Since the cannon tower has got a low poly that exists, and so does the gun tower. I could just put their current low polys in to make them look a bit better, because apparently this one doesn't even have anything attached to it. I also, while reading through the code yesterday, realized that the way I've programmed this gun tower, I'm unhappy with. So I now need to go and re-implement its attack code. And the reason I don't like it is at the moment, if we go into the gun tower, I don't even know if this will work because I broke it. Let's see if it currently... So it still works. Now, the issue is it's shooting projectiles. Which... Ignore the little ones, but I kind of felt like the gun turret you shouldn't actually see the projectiles. It should just be fire and then it hits the enemy. Because this is a tower that shoots really quickly, so it's spawning a ton of projectiles. I had to do the same with my totem pole. So you feel my pain. It had 5 different types of attacks, and the system was not happy with being able to handle all those 5 types on the same pole. So I had to redo that system. Yeah. I suppose it's a good thing, but it does get frustrating when you get like a bit further along and you're like, if I'd made this consideration a bit earlier on, it would have made more sense. And I'm like, damn it. So, I compile this. That's fine. This is just going to be this. And what are we going to do? Yeah. How long have you been working on this? About 43 weeks. Well, it's a bit longer than that because I think I don't. Well, what's the word? The average is about 1 point something streams a week because I do. Well, yeah, it's about 1. I have skipped a few streams on a Sunday or a Saturday, so it's been. I've officially been working on it for about 1 year and 3 or 4 months now. Yeah, breaks over the holiday and stuff. Or as Temptix says, just 89 streams worth of stuff. That will keep us that. "11 more streams," true. Like, I have one that falls from the top of the screen, one that's a chain attack, one that spawns 3 bullets. I have them arc out from the main attack bar to make them distinct. One that's a normal, and the other that's a fast version of normal since it needs to travel further. Okay. And I have to implement more in the future, so it'll be a lot easier to add though. Nice. That's a lot though. Luckily for me, I technically only have 1 tower. True, true. Just that you can create 125 variations based on the order you stack them. Yikes. Thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. Are you working on anything? Where is it? This one. Me, yes, you. An automation game, but only in a few weeks' time. Nice. So what kind? Like sort of an idle-ish game, or one of the ones where, like, what game? Maybe I should start with what games you inspire. Sim to Satisfactory. Ah, that's exciting. So I'm guessing you've played a lot of Satisfactory then, or you like those types of games. I'm about to start an idle game for learning. I'm actually quite interested by making an idle game. Maybe I'll make a space idle miner. So why do you say only in a few weeks? Are you waiting to finish some other work, some studies or something? And how long are you planning on working on it for? Why you less than you should be? You should be the same. You should be. Ah, right. That's why. I have the core stuff like mechanics working and snapping some buildings. I plan to work on it until it's done, but I don't know how long. A few years maybe. That's pretty cool. I like the concept. Do you have anything to show for it, or is everything sort of very prototype-ish stage? Did I spell? No. That's wrong. Image. Size. Can you just always give me pixels and never centimeters? Take that off. 128, 128. There we go. Save that. No. Just the cubes and text right now, but I managed to have around 25 million machines. Geez, like being simulated at once in a playable state. But that was only processing with random data, nothing physics or being rendered. I don't know how much of that will drop as I add stuff. I just want the architecture to be good from the start so I don't run into issues later. That's very smart. Play state without lag. Hexec, hello, how are you doing? How was your class? Are you building this in Unreal Engine? That's the wrong one. I taught him to anti-cheat. Oh, nice. Unreal Engine. Glad to hear it. So, when you say you taught him to do an anti-cheat, did you teach him how it works? Did you teach him to use a specific tool for it? Or just how it gets integrated into Unreal Engine? By the way, League of Legends also requires kernel level anti-cheat access for its anti-cheat. Yes, it does. All Riot game products require kernel level anti-cheat, which is why a lot of people are not wanting to play this type of games anymore, because as an application on your system has kernel level access, they have higher access than a general administrator on your computer, which means that kernel level anti-cheat from my machine would have greater access than I do to my own machine. Does Unreal Engine have an anti-cheat by default? I don't know. I don't think so. Because I think everyone uses easy anti-cheat. Because I know that's what Epic uses for Fortnite. Let's see, it does Unreal Engine. No, it does not come with its own anti-cheat system. Which I guess makes sense, because if Epic shipped an anti-cheat system with Unreal Engine, and because we have access to the source code, we'd be able to know what the anti-cheat does. Which also means it's a terrifying entry point for malicious people. If the anti-cheat gets compromised, they have full control over everything instantaneous. Yes, there was a company that was fined $1 million because they had kernel level anti-cheat to its players' systems and were mining Bitcoin using their systems. That's one of the other things with the kernel level anti-cheat issue, is that if the company gets compromised or something gets compromised in some way, they can access your system. Like with the Cloudflare issue, where Windows is now reconsidering allowing applications to even have kernel level anti-cheat. The system crashed not because of Windows, but because of the Cloudflare stuff that was running on it, or whatever it was called. There was a bug in their code that caused the systems to crash. Also, this is why we don't ship to production, but you know. The testing and prod is classic. Did you use any version? Do you use any kind of version control? I'm just copy files for backup right now. I'm using GitHub. I'd highly recommend using version control. I haven't pushed my latest changes because I have like 5 things that I've got sort of lying around. But even in Unreal Engine with GitHub, you can go. Like what I show everyone is here's diff, right? So here's the revision for every time I've edited the files. just for the code, not assets. So I push code and assets to it. Let me try not to do that. So there you go. So this was a change that I made at one point, and you can see the difference in all the changes I made. So what happened in the blueprint, what happened, what I removed, what I added, all those kinds of things. Sukilos, hello. As long as the file's below 2 gig, it's fine. So there are some files in here that are larger, which I just chose not to track. So I should set up large file something or other access. Just health with GTI, GT, GIT. What is that? I don't know what it is, but it's literally being blocked. Oh, get T. Get. Yeah. Self-hosted Git. Apparently Nord is not happy with them. Yeah, large files, LFS. It's not false blocked, it's false positive. I wonder why it's upset with it though. Because I'll be honest, it doesn't show up very often. So when it does show up, I'm like, huh? Scam. But why is it saying it's a scam? I'll look at it later. Weird it is. The only issue I have with GitHub at the moment is, where is it? Actually, it's not too bad. I love how there's a VS Code folder here, and it is like 1.2 gigs. Here's mine. Might need to set that up because everything's a scam these days. You're not wrong. The usage statistics for the container on my server isn't showing anything in particular. Well, that's good. Do you use Blueprint, CPP, or just one? I use both. So you'll see in here, this class in particular, this is all coming from C++. This is all inside Blueprint. So all of this is delegates that I run through C++. And I can bind to all of those. So I've got, like, for example, this is the UI for the upgrade manager. And if I'm not mistaken, part of the reason I did that was, oh no, I do have a reference to the object in the scene. But otherwise, all the change notifications come from this, and then they just notify me, and then I just react to them. I remember this, I didn't want that. I actually use both GitHub and Git. And both as source and push once. For my server to get cooked. Ooh, whoops. Whoops. What I'm going to probably start doing is actually doing a full backup of the entire project folder. Because if I go in here, how big is it? Why is it so big? Why is it so big? I think I've got a lot of stuff in here. It's not that. Oh, it's this. Nope, it's not that. Is it this? Oh, I'm just gonna go like this. Rid, NAS. Have you ever seen, this is a great tool. There we go, saved. Okay, so I've got 10 gigs. I think we went through this actually in another stream. 10 gigs of GPU dumps, 10 gigs of autosave, and some cooked content. Yeah, basically this whole folder is not needed. You need this folder, which is my content folder. And you need source. Oh, I have a build on my game. Basically go through and see what files you actually cache. Not cache, but see what you're tracking in GitHub, and generally those are the ones that you should be copying. But I have assets in multiple places, mainly in 2 places. Then I also, in each project that uses it, the file it was created in, usually stuff like blend, A-sprite files. The exported assets are both backed up. As long as it's backed up. I need to start using Git, yes. The reason I always say why it's so good to use Git is not just for like, here's a backup, but you can go back and see what changed in files. So I know a lot of these are binary files and you can't, but even as a binary file, you can still check the difference in Unreal between 2 versions. So for example, I can also see when I've added particular features. Why is this here? Where am I? Electric tile. Oh yeah, this entire file is going to get revamped at some point. Like, configs are a good thing to use Git with, because if you fuck up your config for something like someone, I don't know, cough cough me, you could just reset it. Yes. Here's some other weird things that I use Git for. So I use Obsidian, right? And I keep my Obsidian file in here, because then what I can do, instead of paying for Obsidian, I go to the GitHub page and I can load the Obsidian file from GitHub and then see all the stuff that I want. I also keep track of like recipes in there. My OBS, every time I do make a change in OBS, I periodically save it. So I've got all the OBS files that I need. My streamer bot, if you go to here, I backed up everything relating to streamer bot. So funny enough, the backup has all the backups of the backup. So I've got StreamerBot backed up, and I had to actually use it when I reset Windows. So I was like, thank goodness I did that. Anytime I work in Blender, even if I'm just playing around with something, if I find the need to save it, it goes into a folder here, like my Blender backup folders. And then actually this is different. So this is my Blender backup folder for seeing what add-ons I have to keep track, because when you use Blender, it's set up and you don't touch it for, I don't know, months or years. You have no idea how you configured it. So are you putting everything on GitHub? Yes, basically. Anything that's configurable that I can think, if I were to lose this and I have to go to the headache of setting it up, can I take that data and put it on GitHub? This is great, seeing how paranoid everyone is. I'll use Git, but I'm not uploading it to GitHub. Or you can use it wherever you want. But if you're using like Git, are you pushing that to a remote server so that if your computer dies, you've got a backup? And this doesn't actually include, these are the ones that I currently have sort of cached. If I go to, when I go to my GitHub, oh, I'm not signed in. GitHub just told me I had 9 repositories, and I'm like, no, I don't. So I have 109 repositories on GitHub. So every single project that I work on or anything that I touch gets put in there. I even have my cooking recipes in there. I have an app that monitors my screen for specific stuff because I was playing around with AI. So I can tell it to look for this particular pixel set. I'm building an IAC for my computer. So if anything dies, I can get new parts and run one script and be back and running. Oh, that's very clever. I've heard about doing that. I've thought about doing that. I did think about making a NAS and also using that for my backups, but I don't know. I'm wanting to get a NAS, but I'm wanting to get a NAS for my local backups of Unreal, so I can just take the entire project and just go Control-C, Control-V for that. Because even though I've got a large amount of online storage now, I think I've got 2 terabytes on Google and 2 terabytes on Microsoft. I use that for different things. I'd also, depending on what you're doing, and if you can, recommend actually encrypting your data before you put it on some of these drives, online places. Because it seems to be becoming more and more of a thing, or at least in the UK, where governments can just access your data. Most of the data I don't really care about, but there are certain things where I'm like, I don't know if I really want you guys looking at that. Like this project, they can have a look at it, because I mean, they could just watch me do it on stream. So, you know, fine, there you go. They'd probably just go, man, what is this guy doing? Huh, I didn't know that that's what that did. I've never actually clicked on it, but still. So yeah, moral of the story, put the things in. Back up everything. That reminds me, I need to commit my NeoVim config. Yes, please do. If you want to be like extra safe, what I've sometimes done is, depending on what I've needed something for, I've emailed it to myself with a really good description so that I can find it. So, like, sometimes for important documents, I'll email it to myself so that I can find it there. I found Arc Loader that can transform your PC into Synology NAS. That works great. Oh, that's cool. I've been doing small changes here and there and haven't committed anything. You should definitely save that and commit that, and have it off your PC, just because I know how much work you've put into getting it work the way you want. I have some questions as to, are you actually backed up? NeoVim has been a good time. I think you've lost like 3 years out of your life from the amount of like stress you've had from it. Every time something bugs me, I just go into the config and fix it. At least you can do that now. I've got absolute control over the whole thing. I got tired of doing brackets then backspace into them, but I didn't feel like getting a plugin for it. So what did you do?
Tear us apart and bury me all in my head alone. Calling your name but only feel the cold. I sense the change in energy. All of my fuse is blown. If I burn desire, built in a bonfire.
I just made a keyline so that when I press Control Plus, for the example, it will parentheses and then left arrow. Nice. My Instagram went out. I'm back. Nice. Welcome back. Where's that symbol next to your name? Is that your profile icon?
Could have sworn we said forever. Hopelessly, I keep on losing myself. With the flames getting higher, all of the problems that I couldn't help.
No, it is. Nice.
Oh, I'm building a bonfire. Hopelessly, I keep on losing myself.
This one.
With the flames getting higher, all of the
That's pretty cool. I don't think the app used to actually bring the icons in. I can't remember, but now they don't. Don't use them enough, and those keys are in a comfortable place. I was just talking about the icon that comes through StreamBot for different things. It actually shows you a YouTube icon now. So if I say hi, it should say, put my name next to it. YouTube. And it's my first message. Oh my gosh. My first message. It's actually a lie, but it's fine. That's pretty neat. I saw Braxton was using that yesterday, actually. Hold on. I will be right back. We have to finish the ads. First message ever. If your own stream. Okay. The symbol is called cymatics. It's my name in picture form. You can take this in cymatics translator and it will say your name in audio format. That's so cool. Fuck, Mac, thank you. Wait, what was that? How do you spell it? All right. Like that. So that picture is your name, Jeremy.
I don't wanna risk it all again, but I don't wanna be on my own. It always goes much better.
Do you know which website you used to generate it?
But the feelings end up wasted, so I'm sorry for breaking down when you said you got me. I'm used to being let down, but I'm hoping if I'm falling too fast, then you'll catch me. You'll catch me. So I'm sorry that you might have to see I'm not flawless. I promise that I'm facing my problems. If I'm falling too fast, will you catch me?
Well, I don't. It's been a few years. And seems they are ready now. Okay, cool. I'll have a look later. Thank you. I bet they all do roughly the same thing, maybe different colors, but the audio format is the same. Right, okay.
I'm so afraid that you'll run out of patience. Trust me, I know how it feels to be hopelessly waiting. Sometimes I don't know if I can even change, but I'm still trying. So I'm sorry that you might have to see I'm not flawless. I promise that I'm facing my problems. If I'm falling too fast, will you catch me? Will you catch me before I crash?
I say I did kind of prefer this style for the upgrade system. We say the name, we say the level, everything is visually set. Like a boat steering wheel. I really like your force feed bubble, thank you. I'm thinking of changing the color, but I think it does look quite cool. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to change this material to be a bit more emissive. So, actually, let's have a look at it. If we go to this, we open the material. Is it this one? This one. There should be a emissive. So if we add a multiply node, and we take this, put that in there, and let's just change it by like 5. Apply. Wait, did I just put that into the normal? Whoops. That looks a bit better. Okay, 50 might be a bit much. I bought a microwave yesterday. That is also an air fryer, kind of neat. Oh, that is pretty neat. What I would like to do with the emissive color, since it's only in this area, I'm wondering if it can actually move it. Might need to speak to Geo to find out if we can do something like that. Might have to package it as a separate thing. Which part is actually the emissive on this? I think that looks better. We'll keep it at that. So close that, and then if I go to the gun tower... it's not gun, it's electric. Let's start the top, edit that. Yes, you can continue. And we want to take a U the emissive. You're the emissive. Multiply. Let's just multiply it by 5. Apply. Save. I still don't own an air fryer. What? Why? I've never bought one. I currently don't own a microwave. Did you make everything yourself? These towers I did, yes. So I made this tower myself. I made that cube myself. I mean the microwave, I understand. There's actually not enough counter space to have a microwave, funny enough. I literally don't know where I'd put it. I'd have to buy like a thing where I could stack it on top of something else. That's cool. There's a $120 one I got yesterday, a microwave, air fryer, oven, all in one. Nice. David, good morning, how are you? I'll take that. Take that. Why? Put it on the floor, turn it into the first part of the snack. No. I want to try something. Who is it that I need to change? Okay, let's just copy you. Alt L. That looks pretty cool. Okay, I need to have like a night map now. Hold on, if I click play. I've got to have some kind of like a darkish map. Like that force field is just way too bright now. Holy crap! Even that is like really bright. I can barely see anything else. I've just got the sun. The force field is just a sun. Like that looks cool. Oh, flashbang. I got a question for y'all. But if it may take too long to show or explain, sure. So like I'm cleaning right now, but what did they use to generate their schematic image? They don't know. Apparently it was done years ago, so not sure at the moment. Apparently, but it does look like there's lots of ones online that you can just use. My house grid system is reliant on only one cell at a time. So many large objects are going to be cut in half. Can you put an object in Unreal Engine? Can you cut an object in Unreal Engine or easily in Blender? Yes. Here's a rock. If you go to modeling, you can then do all sorts of different things. You can actually change the shape. You can deform it. You can do this thing, which is where you can like, is it this one or was it a different one? Yeah, you can like deform the shape of the object in Unreal Engine. It'll stretch the UVs, but you can still do things. Then you can plane cut. So you can, and the nice thing about the plane cut is it ties and fills in a material for you. So you can see it's trying to fill in the top part, but I could, for example, say that I don't want that. I just want that piece there. Or I don't know, I just want like that piece of rock there, but then it can't fit anything in, but you could at least have half a rock. You're so smart. Thank you. I just discovered this tool accidentally and I was like, actually, this is super cool. I made, before I knew how to do Blender, itch.io. I'll show you what I made in it. This. You see this like cube thing over here? It looks like that, right? I made this using just the Unreal Engine modeling tool. It took so long. It took so long. It was horrible. Like later on I realized I could have done this in Blender in like 1/10 the time. I made this one as well. It was just such a pain in the ass. Recital really likes his cutting tool. Yes, yes it is. I do. Basically all the towers that I made in Blender primarily were made just using cutting tools. Yeah, I made this took me hours. I literally spent, in one evening, I spent 5 hours manually creating that whole thing. Moving each, I made an object, I split it, and then I moved each one individually. It was just like, and I had to like fix it and join it. It was just forever. I did Control Z, yes. Actually, let me just make sure. It doesn't matter, I'm not going to use these rocks, but just note, Storm, when you do that, it edits the actual mesh. So if I go browse to asset, make a copy of it, rename it, put it in the world, and then edit that one. Don't edit the original, because if you edit it, it will save that. It'll update the actual mesh when you click apply. Ew, it's destructive. It is. It's very destructive. I've done that for chaos. Good tip. Not a fan of that. Seculos, why do you think I like Blender so much? Is I can add 5,000 modifiers and then at the end go, let me just adjust this slightly and nothing is destructive. And I work in a completely non-destructive workflow. Why do I have so many of these just chilling in the map? Like, I'm just continuously doing random stuff. I'll never forget, I was debugging these because they weren't working properly. And I spent 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out why this thing wasn't working properly. And I wasn't seeing the results and nothing was happening. It turns out there was 2 in the scene. I was referencing the wrong one. So there was that. I was so mad with myself. I was so angry with myself. I was like, really? Okay, let's fix this. I don't actually like the design of this. Let's actually just completely redesign it. I've decided. I only have a few objects I need to cut in half, like the coffee table, desk, and bookshelves. All the other furniture is 1 grid, so if they want a couch, they'll make 1 out of 3 chairs. Okay. Classic thinking. That doesn't make sense until you figure out the problem. After that, it's the first thing you check, so you don't mess up again. Yes. I had a bug last night, and I spent, I think, an hour and a half trying to fix it. And it was basically with this initialized system thing, and I could see it was being set, but when I needed the data, it wasn't working. I'm sitting here debugging this something, and then all of a sudden I had this thought. I'm like, wait, what if this initialized system is actually being called? It's not this one. Which one is? Basically, it was the thing that I was looking for is actually being called before this is actually being set by the other class. So I was like, okay. So what I did was I just said, right, you instead are going to actually just call this yourself. I need to fix this because this has got the same thing here. So if I go here, on construct now just calls it. Actually, does it? Anyway, oh yeah, this is. So this we don't need. And then if we go to the other class where this is used, the upgrade component. Oh, yeah, this is what I meant. I set the data and then this wasn't being called in the correct place, even though I set it in like begin play. But what I later discovered is the object lifecycle is this was being called before the other one was calling the set. So I was like, well, screw you too. I spent a day fixing a bug completely caused by an Unreal Engine template. Okay, that I really feel bad for you because that wasn't your fault. This was technically my fault. I had a bug last night where my object wouldn't rotate. I tried for hours figuring it out, never worked. Restarted the engine today and then it works. And I'm like, yeah, that happens as well. That happens. I spent 2 days just to find out the problem was a tiny checkbox in a menu I never saw. Yep. On the positive side, like as you deal more and more with these problems, you do get a bit better. So for example, I'm on the Unreal Engine Discord and I've helped quite a few people out with different things. And the amount of times it's like, the error pops up and it's because the object's set to static and they're trying to move it. And it literally says object set to static. You need to change mobility to movable or whatever it is to do something else. But when you haven't experienced that or know how to fix it, you don't know that this is what it's talking about. So these poor people sit there for like hours and they're like pulling out their hair like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's wrong. It's like, oh yeah, you click that and then the error goes away and they're like, why? Why? I think that's the most common question, one of the most common questions I've seen. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys a UI question here. Do you prefer a UI that's a bit more self-explanatory? So ignore the fact that this looks really, really bad, but do you like it where you've got an upgrade system and it says to you, let's show it here when it has all the names. It says, you know, the name, and there's a title that says name. These are all in the wrong order. So this is the current value. This is the next value. This will just be how much it costs to upgrade. And then there's an upgrade button. Like, do you like that? Or do you prefer it where it's a bit more, what is the word? Self-figure-outy. Does that make sense? I don't know what the correct word is, but here we don't say what the name is. We just, here's the name. On the left here, it just says, you see a value, it points to a new value. So that obviously shows you that the current value, and then 30, self-explanatory. Yes, I think self-explanatory is the word. Like, I feel like this is a better design than having it in like a table where you've got like a list of like checkboxy-ish things. The second way is much more rewarding. I agree. I need to redesign it then. Okay. Does that prevent you from moving it inside the editor? It doesn't, no. So that checkbox, that thing I'll show you, doesn't move you doesn't prevent you from moving it inside the editor. But if you call set active position while it's running, it will complain at you, because it's technically marked as non-movable. Too much info at once, remove the side price. Okay. So now I just need to find a nice way of presenting it like this. For the other one. More concise is better, but I would also look at what is conventional in the genre. It depends. So if we look at one of the things that I was kind of basing a lot of this off of, you've got this. Now, I find this very busy. I find there's a ton of information. So this is actually what I was aiming to do it for, which is a quite simplified design. You see, there's the upgrade with the button and the thing actually built in, which is actually not bad. Because the people already playing Tower Defense games are the people who likely will be playing a current game. That's also true. Oh, we've had an issue because with that at one point then. It's a very common issue that I've seen in Unreal Engine, is that move thing. I've had it myself and I was like, what the hell is this? I Googled it and then felt like an idiot because it was like, it told me and I felt bad. But it's also because you don't know where to look for it. So this was the design I was initially trying to like plan it off of, which is why I went for that table thing. But I find that the table one looks really... Okay, the design at the moment's just bad, I think. So it's hard to like compare. If you look at that. Because this would be the global one, and I need to make sure that the global and the individual one have some consistency between the two. Like when I set this one up, I thought this one looks quite well. The other thing I like about this one is if this gets translated, and this is a very long name for some reason, there's a ton of space for it. The only issue with this one is there's dead space in the middle. The upgrade button could fill it. Yeah, it's also true. Because to me, I should remove this middle piece. Like if I remove that spacer. Hold on. I made this a fixed size. I have. Let's make this 300. Like that looks a bit better. What I do is I take a screenshot of wanted results, go to Photoshop, make an overlay that resembles the origin, then upload that template into Unreal. Oh, do you then just build it off of the template in Unreal? And the box scale to fit different text, yes. Okay, it breaks when it gets that long because it's a non-fixed sizing box, but I can set a min size and then it will grow. So I could go desired there. In Unreal, I have an image that is the size of a canvas panel. Then I add invisible buttons on top of the overlay. I actually like that concept. Unless you are pushing some kind of law with the game, there is no reason to be verbose about everything. True. Well, yeah. If you do it that way, it's easy to add widget animations. The thing is, most of the design for the UI is, well, it's not finalized. They're mostly placeholders, but I'm trying to get it a bit further along the path so I can get a bit more of an idea of how I want it to look. So to me, I would say this is a basic design that provides the functionality it needs, but then I'll come and I'll add more things to it. So, you know, the animations, and those kinds of things. But it's nice to actually see a UI, and this won't work because I broke something else, but it's nice to see, like, that's what it currently looks like. That's what it will look like when it's done. So a bit more polished. I think it's too small, but that can all be fixed quite easily. There's a site called Photopea, free Photoshop online. I'll have a look at that, because what I have been doing is there's gamescreenshots.com, I think it's called. Oh, I've got a really good review in Photopea. Yeah, game UI database. So if I type it, upgrade menu. That's not what I wanted. Really good for seeing a idea for load save menus. Credit screens. Oh, that's cool. Button layouts. Oh, those buttons, not what I wanted. Items and unlocks. Here we go. You can add a simple box and give it a border. See, I need to display a large amount of information as well. I have an idea, actually. Thank you. I'm asking AI to design me something. Speaking of Rider, that guy you rated the other day, he was talking up Rider and how much better it is than VS, which fair enough, since it's not a high bar to cross over. But not long after, did Rider crash? Rider must have triggered a memory leak or something. Oh? Because he's like, it's taking 100 megabytes every second, I need to close. I haven't had that before. Funny enough, like a lot of people start with learning Unreal Engine, and a lot of the issues that I see when people start with C++ and Unreal Engine, funny enough, is caused by Visual Studio and is solved by Rider. So for example, one of the big things is people will rename a header, or they'll add a new file, or they'll do a whole bunch of other little things. And Rider has a plugin that they ask you to install when they detect you using an Unreal Engine project. So when I go, for example, add, you'll see here I can add specific Unreal Engine classes. So I can go and then I can select all the classes that are built into Unreal Engine. It's also got, what I like is if we go to toweractor.h, you'll see here we've got a variable that's set in a blueprint, and it tells me exactly where it's currently set. And if I click on it, it'll take me to the blueprint and put it at the top and show me it's set there. Now for new people, and I see this every other day, is they complain that something is, the IntelliSense is not working correctly. Like there's a bunch of squiggles for things because the Unreal header tool hasn't rebuilt the file, and there's like missing generator files. So for example, if I take this file and I do this, it usually you see there, it tells me there's an error in this file because it's missing that. And the amount of times I've had to tell people and think, are you missing your generate.h file? And they're like, what? They add it, and then like it works and it builds. Wouldn't that just be VS not being able to locate the includes libs? It's a bit more than that. When you add files, you're supposed to then regenerate like your VS Code stuff, which Rider does that stuff for you in the background. So there's a lot of because it knows how Unreal Engine's structured and how it works and how Unreal header tool needs to perform, it's got that stuff. It does a whole bunch of stuff for you that takes out the headache of doing that. Does Rider cost anything? There is a free version of Rider available for non-commercial products. Free for non-commercial use, so you can use it for free now, and it's got a Unreal Engine plugin, which is great. Well, VS is just awful when it comes to warnings and errors. Yes, so one of the guys that someone gave, one of the advice that someone gave this week on the Unreal Discord was just ignore the IntelliSense warnings until you've rebuilt. And I'm like, that shouldn't be, you shouldn't have to do that. Non-commercial though, yes. Welcome in, Hellcat. How are you doing? Unless you want to sell stuff. So I pay for Rider, also because I use it for work, so I get additional use out of it. I just realized you sound very formal and official. You could be a radio host. Well, next time on Cytotomic Stream, Storm Running Gaming demonstrates what he's working on. Don't miss out. Like that, like that. I use VS. It's not that awful anymore in the latest. It has gotten better, and apparently there is a Unreal Engine plugin now. But I guess when you're starting out, you don't know that. Anytime I was in VS, I would have to minimize the output window. And the song "Video Killed the Radio Star" doesn't even apply to you. Oh, well, that's a good thing. Because it would be just be screaming at me the whole time, telling me the errors that I couldn't even tell it was real. Yeah, yeah. I actually have zero. Actually, use zero plugins except Water Body Ocean. Technically, I suppose technically true, but also not, because there's a bunch that are just enabled by default now. Like, you might not be using them, but there's random things. Oh, that's new. I don't know about that one. Navigation system. So if you use AI, it's actually a module. The navigation system is built into a module now. What else is there? Android player camera. That's terrifying that you can do that. You can read media. For me, it's not doing that. Maybe you didn't install the stuff correctly. I remember when I started in Real Engine, I had so many problems with Visual Studio. So there may be also that I'm more used to what the issues are and how to solve them, so I don't get them anymore. I wanted to display this, so if I go to upgrades... I don't know, I got tired of dealing with it and move to NeoVim instead. I only keep VS on my system for certain include libs that CMake needs. Yeah, I kind of annoying it. You have to have that. Actually, do I have Visual Studio installed, don't I? Yeah, I do, because you have to have it installed to do Unreal Engine. That and Juice doesn't work with NeoVim. Ah. As far as I know. Right. The AI is making a user interface for us. Does NeoVim work with Unreal? Does it Sukilos? Cloud can make pretty good AI UI. I'm using Cloud to make one right now. It's busy printing it over there, so I'll see what it looks like when it's done. It's usually pretty decent, and it makes an HTML, which is actually kind of great. I could technically use HTML for the UI. So this is what it's made. What do you guys think of it? I think it looks nice, but I don't know, something's off. My issue is, how does this, like, okay, let's do a thought experiment, right? What does it look like? Hold on. How can I, let's do this. Like, let's see what happens. So I'm going to take that, and the card layout doesn't seem appropriate. I agree. I'm just going to save this somewhere quickly. Let's just save it to the desktop. UI test. So then, if I go in here, let's test this out. Upgrade. This one. Let's go like this image. Let's set it to max. 0, 0. Let's just set that to invisible and that to invisible. And let him cook, let him cook. It's going to be a bit stretched because I don't know what size it's supposed to be. Oh, wait. Let's do that, actually. Go properties. Properties. Details. So 1825 by 1588. Nope, that's the offset. Size to the content. Does that work? Actually, that just kind of look correct. This is sent to you. So that's what size it thinks it should be. Oh, wait, there's a scale somewhere. Divided by 2. Divided by 2. Then center. 0, 0. 0.5, 0.5. I did the wrong 0.5. Right, there we go. Save. Play. Upgrade. Why does it display all of them? Hold on.
These mortals have awakened the gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power.
There we go. So that's what it would look like in game. But you see, the thing is, the card system does feel weird, right? The cards don't seem appropriate. Yes, I agree. Maybe just an upgrade button that displays the info if you hover over it. Maybe. Like, one thing I don't like is it displays the current value, and then on the next upgrade it shows this, which seems why display that twice? I like that, but I don't like that. So it turns so I've been sat here dreading a class for an hour. It turns out it was cancelled, but no one told me until I emailed to check. Man, Hexit, you just get screwed around by these classes all the time. I do. I need a job. At MI6, perhaps. There are some serious communication issues with whoever you work for. Yes. I met their entry requirements for a software engineer at MI6, so I actually could. You should try it. I don't know if I passed the DV clearance.
Now to strike.
Because I've been told off by the police for drugs before. Ah. Whoops. And that might be a bit of a bit of a problem. Let's try something quickly. Photoshop. File new. 1920 1080. If I go paste, what happens? So if I go and I take the selection tool and I cut view, Alt J. Is it Alt J? Control J. And I can put you there. And I can go back to that. I can take you. Control J. Bruh. J. Thing like that, right? Then we can go that. Nope. Control J. Where'd the paint bucket go? Marius, hello. They said you don't care if you've previously done drugs, just as long as you pass a drug test. Fair enough. Well, maybe one of those things where if you don't try hide it, they won't count it against you. True. You could do that. Marius, how are you doing today? Why don't you share with the rest of the class? Because drugs are expensive.
back at me, stranger in the hall, frozen by the scene. Portraits seem to fade. He lost his
Hello, Moraine. How are you? Hello, Sarah. How are you doing today? I'm good. I'm good. Me googling what an ounce is, bro. What? 28 grams? Holy crap. I don't know how much an ounce was either, Maris, in case it makes you wonder. So thank you for doing the googling for the both of us. Marius, you're alive. Hi, we love you and we talk about you all the time. We do actually. And a joint twice a day. That's a lot. Damn. Imperial be like.
haunted by my mind, victim or the prey. Everything is fine. Take me to my grave, bury me alive, keeping me astray. Hard to say goodbye to who I am today.
Weed is acceptable for me, but it's not legal, and I wanted to stop getting into trouble with the police, so I stopped everything like that. Well, it's good that you managed to do that. How much of your game is in a playable state? Technically I'm using this as a test level, but the AIs do travel along here, destroy the cube. You can spawn, you get... what else do you get? You get, like... You get currency. So technically, the core loop is in a playable state. It just needs the updated assets, the UI that actually finishes working and looks better, and that kind of stuff. My first 10 waves are complete, except for enemy design on the tower defense, and 2 to 3 upgrades are done. Nice!
Don't you think we could be different if we could just take it slow, let it go, roll down all the windows, feel the wind rush it through, hear the music, take the groove. Don't you know all I'll ever really wanna be is a connected high, you and I, pinnacle, climactic vibe. Show me yours, I'll show you mine, you don't have to pretend we're shy.
I tried making UI in Unreal, but it looks so janky. Even if I tried to copy one, I couldn't. It is a pain. That's all I'm gonna say. It is a pain. Actually, that's wrong. That needs to be left. That can be centered. That can be there. If you were AAA, you would have released the game and then released a paid update for the rest of the game. Oh.
wish we could be out of sight, out of mind? Take my hand, don't go slow. I'm chasing the afterglow. Dance with me, wild as me. Finally got some clarity. Don't you know? All I'll ever really wanna be is a connected high. You and I, pinnacle, climactic vibe. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. You don't have to pretend we're shy. Let's forget the water tide. Turn it up to overdrive. Take it slow, let it go. Roll down all the
There we go. Thank you for the pasta check. And the stretch. Ow, ow. It should be illegal to make someone over the age of 30 stretch. They could break something.
Take it slow, let it go. Let's take a trip to uptown. Don't you wish we could be out of sight, out of mind? Take my hand, don't go slow. I'm chasing the afterglow. Dance with me, wild as me. Finally got some clarity. Don't you know? All I'll ever really wanna be is a connected high. You and I.
Obligatory trifecta. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Did I do all of them? I think I did all of them. I drank the water, I stretched, and I didn't sit like a shrimp for 5 seconds. I'm alive, that's awesome. Hope you are as well. God damn, it sounds expensive. You should incorporate wrist stretches. I've never stretched my wrist in my life. Is this a wrist stretch? Also, I have a course from GD Quest that teaches how a tower defense, but ironically, the path they use I can't do at all. Oh, look up day 9's tutorial for it. Oh, Jane. Right. God damn it. Okay, I'll have to watch it later. I hate that. You have to do that if you're on a VPN of sorts. He was a professional StarCraft player and is now a commentator. I think I'll just actually link you. Fair enough. I used to watch Day 9 when he was a commentator for StarCraft. Back in the day. Because they use A-star pathfinding, which can't do overlapping paths. And I have a ton of those. I know the AI Move 2 nodes use A-star. We discovered, well, Marius discovered that when he was having a look at it a while back. Yeah, that's a long video. Okay, I'll watch that later. Day 9 TV. Oh no, this is cost, not grade. Cost. There's actually a number. Then you will be the actual upgrade. We align that. No, it looks bad. Just let him cook. Let him cook. Bruh.
It's sunset on Friday, I'm stuck on the highway, it's been a while. I'm late to the party, you already started the sparkling wine. I need to find a spark to keep me from the dark. I'm looking for a fire star tonight to light me up all around. 'Cause you're the only one I'm thinking of. Don't let me burn to the ground. I wasted time, these city lights. Still I can't get you out my mind. I need a fire star tonight.
Okay. Read more readable. Now I just need to fix the sizing.
I'm looking for a
Where is the where is this thing? Where is this text? Oh, it's invisible. Whoops. You guys never saw that. I will deny that you ever saw that.
the mirror with perfume and glitter. I'm on the way. Feels like I'm 16. Your blue eyes and ripped jeans. What can I say?
I saw nothing. Exactly. Exactly.
To keep me from the dark. I'm looking
Have you worked on any games before this? I have worked on game jam games, but not a game that I've released with the intent of actually wanting to do a bit more.
Let's go. Free throw. Let's roll. Act like I got cheat codes. Let's go. Free throw. Act like I got cheat codes.
I'm working on UE5, and the fact they switched the corner system to Y up is so annoying. Why would they make Y up? What is it in Unreal? Z is up, right? Yeah. Why change that? Why not keep it the same as Unreal Engine since it uses Unreal Engine? Just trying to figure out, like, there's a set of standards that we're supposed to follow. Y up is pretty normal from watch applications. Because Z is depth. Because in Unreal, that's your X, that's your Y, and that's your Z. Even in Blender, Z is up. Imagine the standards in 2025. Yeah, so in Blender, Z is up. In Unreal, Z is up. It's different in Godot, goddammit. But in math, it's XY for plotting up with. I just always imagined when it was math, we were just doing this. Alt K. So that would be your sideways view. Whenever we were doing the math, I always imagined it was this way. Which actually is how it maps to Unreal. So whenever I did the math for X, Y, Z plotting on the thing, I imagined this way, and the camera was always facing down towards the thing, so that the Z was always coming towards you. So when I came to UE and I looked at their coordinate system, it just made sense to me. On a 2D graph, it depends on if the paper's sitting on the floor. Yeah, I guess so. It's true. It's hard to work with 3D engines because of that, yes. Because it also means that your 3D math doesn't directly translate to every single engine, because if the axis is different, your math is then wrong. And I've done work where we treat the center as your 000 is the center of like the globe. So then what is up? Not like what's up, but then what do you define as up then? Because that gets, is it the top of the globe or is that the bottom in this thing? Just edit the letters and source. But Rizel, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome in. But they're gonna change it Unreal 2 and they're gonna make C++ macros to deal with it. Bruh, I feel like they're gonna have people throw things at them if they change that in Unreal Engine. Is there like a doc? Is it being confirmed they're gonna change it in Unreal Engine? Because there are entire projects that are gonna completely get bricked because of that. Well, not bricked, but like I've written a whole bunch of like code that's just gonna stop working if they do that. He confirmed it on Twitter. I need to find this. Oh lol, it's literally the first thing that comes up. So y'all, I was young and this current system was confusing. Z is up. Unreal Engine, Source, Blender, CryEngine. No need to apologize for Z being up. Apologize for the row major. I look up into the sky and ask why. I want Z to be X to be up now. This is the most up in arms I've seen you been. I'm so mad by this. You don't understand. Because Blender and Unreal Engine match perfectly fine, which is what I use. But now you're telling me that they're not going to match, and I'm very mad by this. Tim Sweeney has angered me. I am with much anger. Imagine trying to explain to people doing old tutorials that this has changed now. You can swap them in Blender manually, I think. I don't know why they can't just make it system way set and I guess yes. What do you mean not match, huh? Wait, what do you mean? No, Blender and Unreal Engine currently match. Their axes match, don't they? No, they do match. Up in Blender is the same as up in Blender is Z, up in Unreal is Z. They're switching from left hand to right handed, so X is minus Y. Why? Why? It's fine how it is. We're at version 5.6. We don't need to change that. We don't. People are used to it now. I'm very unhappy by this. Oh, no, I can't even remember the shortcut key. Just because you hate it doesn't mean it doesn't have its benefits. No, that's exactly what it means. I hate it, so it has no benefits. There we go. I thought it was something more serious. No, no, no. Programming is a constant skill of learning anyway. Yes, but when my coordinate system just changes, and I'm just gonna be confused. UE court meeting like, we have too many users, we must do something. You do it so often, you'll get used to it in a week. It's more complicated than that because I've got to sit there and think that up is now Y instead of Z, where in my mind for the last, since I learned this system, it's always been that way. Like I went into Unity the first time and I saw up was the Y axis and I was like, what the heck is this? How do people work like this? But I hope that makes it optional or something in Unreal Engine 5. I do hope so. Like change from playing Xbox controller. I mean that was actually surprisingly easy for me to learn. But this, I'm gonna just complain about it. Surely they can make them changeable. I mean, at this point they should, right? Yeah. I think a better comparison is Xbox to Nintendo Switch. I'm actually going to have to go and discuss this with people at work to see what kind of an effect it's going to have on, you know, our entire project. That goes on there, and that goes on there. There. Right? We're all happy now. Then the overlay gets set to there as its anchor point. And you know what? We'll center you. Nice and centered. Who doesn't like a centered UI? 0.5. You set U to 0000 and U to 0000. And I aligned the wrong one, so we'll go like that. Then we click size to content. And hooray, it just works. Then, we take the image, we maximize it, we reorder everything so that the vertical box swaps with the image. Then the image decides that it wants to go outside. Then we resize it, and then it works. They're also changing the vector member names to left, up, forward instead of XYZ. Left, up, forward. Positive left is rough. So they can call the system LUF. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. I'm actually, okay, I'm a little mad. They're gonna explode my little brain. It can't handle that. I'm gonna go to Guildford and I'm gonna speak to the people at Epic and be like, why? Hey, us audio people already have UF hands off. Someone's cooking something and it smells so good. And now I'm sad because I don't have any food to eat. Unless I can find out who's cooking it and make friends with them. Left 25. Right 25. Or should I say, what is it? Oh no, those are left and right. I was going to say minus Y and positive Y. Whatever it is now. Why are you not part of this? You're not in there? You are. Did you see the timestamps I sent you? So I don't have to watch. No, I didn't. That was a smart thing to do. Let me have a look where you said that. Because I can just open your chat and then I can scroll and then aha, 605 to 755. Thank you. Let me just reopen the video and then set it to that 605. Ah, I can see it. In all the 2D engines I've used, the positive side of the Y is downwards. Let me see you deal with that. Oh, please. Oh, no, Rain, no. Why is positive Y down? Why do you do this to me? My brain immediately goes, okay, that's fine. We're just looking at it from minus Z then, instead of positive Z down. It's only 2 minutes instead of an hour. Oh, there's actually a reason for that. What is the reason for that? Left to right. Left to right, up to down is how we read maybe things. Why they chose that. Makes sense. Why Unreal is better than Godot from your peer view besides HD graphics? Hard to say because I haven't used Godot. I just like, I don't know, I like C++, so Unreal Engine, you can use C++. You can do... I mean, Unreal Engine's more targeted towards 3D than Godot, as far as I know. Like, you can do some 3D stuff in Godot now, can't you? I like being able to make sequences and high quality movies. What else? Depending on what you're doing, there's a higher level of customization now. Godot has some good 3D tools. Oh, nice. Unreal is better, that's what. Team integration for the whole team with more or less technical skills. Ah. That's a good point. It's looking better. There's still a lot to do. Back from food, what's going on? Marius is devastating news. They're changing the Z-axis in Unreal Engine. It's no longer going to be up. Y is now going to be up. How does that make you feel? Finally, god damn it. Just kidding. Who said this? Apparently Tim Sweeney. Where is source? You can do a lot of 3D stuff in Godot. The main thing you can't do is streaming, and Unreal Engine has specific tools like Nanite. And Lumen. I was thinking watch Marius actually like the change. I'm pretty indifferent. Why can't I just be labeled as up and not Z? You see, the issue I have with calling it up and why I prefer Z is depending on what you're doing, it means that up isn't the direction you expect. So there was this tweet, Marius, from Tim Sweeney, mentioning the coordinating system. So apparently he's going to then change it. Because minus up makes good sense. Okay, but here's the situation, right? That's pretty old. That tweet. Then maybe it isn't happening. I don't know. I was told. I instantly believed the things. What about this situation, right? So here you've got your thing. So there's up, right? As you call it. That's right. And then that's, I don't know, back, whatever it is. So you've got that. Fine, great. But now you've created a game where here's your world. So now you've got north, the North Pole, the South Pole, east, and west. So that is, you know, down, fine, and that is up. But when you're standing here and it's like, okay, now you got to calculate where up is. Technically that's up because that goes out, but up's actually in that direction over there. And then we just, when you make UI, what axis is up? Actually, it shows you, I think. Where's something that I can move there? So I think UI actually doesn't use up and use axes. It just has up, left, right. By the end of the day, does it really matter? Probably not. No. Raycast, we have fake. Or just vertical. It's just a mapping. Ultimately is, but I like that. I like the way it is. We should focus on our C++ rotators are different from Blueprint rotators. That's actually a good point. That's a very good point. And if you right click the field, copy all the variables, paste it in, it's instantaneously wrong. Man, that was confusing. There's no raycast per se. You have to use an up point raycast and give it a negative value. At least from what I remember with my brief time in UE. That sounds right. Yep, they did swap pitch and yaw. I could probably show you. So it's pitch, which is the y-axis, yaw, which is the z-axis, and x, which is roll. But then if we come into here, where would I have that? There we go. So we had that. So if I copy this, x, y, z, right? And we paste it. Let's paste it back here. So pitch x, y. Oh, just do that. Just go x, y, and z. So pitch is what was it? Split and move right. T rotator. So pitch, yaw, and roll. So those two, there we go. They're swapped. We have to get the up vector and then point it down with the multiplier. The more cursed thing is that GD Quest uses vector 2 right as the base for their direction calculation in 2D games. That's weird. Okay. Rotation, not direction. Ah. They base for their rotation. Weird. So yeah, Unreal Engine does some interesting things. Okay, I got a basic design for that done, which is good. That's just vector math being vector math. True. There's the tweet. Unreal Engine is moving to left-hand up thing. Up left-hand thing. Great. I will need to send that to myself. Thank you for that. Thank you, Hellcat. It is 5 o'clock. I need to go and make some food before I pass out. Who do you want to raid today? Should we raid Jedem since he's live? It could be X down for all I care. Yes, we can. Jedem, yes! Okay, we'll raid Jedem. Oh, I actually put his name incorrectly. Have a good afternoon. Thank you, Braxton. You too. I'll see you later in your stream. Thank you, everybody, for keeping me company while I did some horrendous UI work. I appreciate it. We'll see you next weekend. As per usual, if you want to hang out on the Discord, there's the link to the Discord that will eventually show up. And we have a YouTube where we post YouTube Shorts, which is generally things that happened in the stream. So maybe you'll see yourself there. But that's the raid message. Hi, Sila. Eat well. Thank you very much. That did not come out properly. There's your raid message. I leave you with horrendous UI. Imagine fucking up your own raid message. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, thank you everybody for stopping by. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon, probably next weekend. Have a good week. Goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Bye.